Da-da. Dun, da-da. Whoa, look at that firepower. Hello and welcome everybody to tonight's fantastic smashing success of dinosaur action on Magic the Gathering Arena in Explorer, as it always is for me, best of 3 and ranked and all that good stuff. The list always in the description and the primer too and all of it, but a very simple looking, the thumbnail there, Braveheart. That's the inspiration, the thumbnail sake, I guess you could say, and back to that style that I loved, and I'll continue to do it, but I still like injecting just myself. But the face swapped just perfectly tonight, so we're right into it, even before 10, which is that's pretty good. But going to the title and overall here, back to basically what it is, and definitely ruthlessly bashing the opponent. A whole lot of
ruthless aggression.
Yeah, it's always a good way to start. But it's ruthless because the opponent doesn't have any chance to do anything. Oftentimes, you guys might have used it before. If you're new, ask a question, any question in the Discord, which there's a link tree to that. But you can see there's none of those early creatures, which sometimes could be a drawback, of course. It's not the absolute most aggressive way to play dinosaurs, but you got to admit, no early creatures really, other than Regal Imperiosaur. But if there's no early creatures, there's nothing for the opponent to kill. So all those removal spells, all the answers, they sit in the opponent's hand. It's a point I mentioned with that little video I recorded today as well. But you just set up, you get some lands, the opponent sits helplessly as you get a Castle Garenbrig. Maybe you start off with 2 Sunken Citadels, your only 2 lands, plus a Sylvan Scrying. That'd be pretty sweet. First Sunken enters tapped, the second Sunken enters tapped. Turn 3, when they both untap, you cast Sylvan to grab Castle, play it as your 3rd land. So, there you go. Turn 4, with those 3, you're tapping for a 6. Oh look, you played Carnage Tyrant. Oh shoot, the opponent can't kill it. They might make you sacrifice it, that sort of thing, but you get the idea. You had 2 lands, and the thing that grabbed you a 3rd, that makes you 6 to play something they can't counter, they can't kill. The only way they can get rid of it potentially could be a sweeper, which would be pretty darn good. If the opponent wants to spend 4 or 5 to get rid of one thing, any day. I'll take it any day. Oftentimes that's what happens with Carnage Tyrant especially. And then they sweep, they're tapped out. I play a Vaultborn, they don't have an answer immediately because they're tapped out, so they're forced to spend a little bit of mana on their turn. They don't have a lot left, depending on the piece of removal. If it's destroy base, we get a copy, Tyrranax Rex, take your entire turn off. If they have a leyline binding, casting it for a single white. With its domain, it's reduced for all the land types, and usually it's reduced to a single white. But now, oh look, they have to spend 5. That could be everything they have. Maybe they're left with 1 or something, but yeah, that's pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Spending 5 or, well, just straight up not killing Vaultborn Tyrant, especially if I get a second one. But it feels extra bad. Maybe they only have 1 piece of removal. They use it, they kill this, I get a copy, I draw another card, gain 3 life, and we're laughing. But sometimes, more often than you might think if you're new, especially, you get to 8 mana on turn 4. You have say a Sunken, a Forest, and a Castle Garenbrig in your hand, and then you draw Stomping Ground. Archdruid's Charm is also in there, plus a Ghalta. It's more of the magical sort of Christmas land explosive turn, but it can happen. Sunken Forest, Castle Garenbrig as your 3rd, and you have 3 sources of green on turn 3. Archdruid searches and puts the 2nd Sunken out. With those 4, you're making 7, but you also have that Stomping Ground on turn 4. Boom, you make 8. Oh, you play this and you just drop them completely. I'm still loving Regal Imperiosaur. Just sometimes, picking up a couple wins here or there against aggro definitely is pretty nice. Playing a big, cheap early body. That's where it's at. It buys me a little bit of time. Is it the best way? Excuse me. I'm drinking my lovely black coffee and some, what is it? Strawberry sparkling fruit 2.0. Lovely, lovely stuff. But yeah, I don't know that's the best thing. Of course, aggro is usually, probably, always going to be rough for this particular way to play them. We got Pyroclasm though. I thought I would dust it off, try it again. We're definitely going to bring the pain to Rakdos Demons, taking out Blade of the Oni, Blood Tithe Harvester, a bunch of other stuff. Some stuff. The Goblin Token, Fable, of course, would be quite nice. Tranquil Frillback mostly in there for the Graveyard Hate. Yeah, usually it's the Graveyard Hate. Back to Nature is the enchantments. Kogla and Yidaro, I just had an itching to bring this in. Again, because it is such a deadly plan and it can kill a wide range of people. If they have not killed me yet, I kill them. Boom. So sometimes there's not a whole lot that I need. And the sideboard, I don't bring anything in, really. If the opponent brings in Damping Sphere, some sort of problematic artifact, maybe 5-color Bring to Light, instant speed. Oh my goodness. I drank a lot of coffee today, I swear. I thought I'm still ready to go. I'm always ready to go playing dinos. But instant speed, cycle it, technically, Kogla's ability there, and boom, you take something out, artifact, enchantment, draw a card, which is quite nice, and you also shuffle it into your library, so you don't even lose it. It's pretty good. Pretty good. If Ghalta puts Kogla and Yidaro down with its ability, also quite nice indeed. Mad Dad Lab, how is it going? Hopefully all is well with you, and all is well with everybody watching right now, later on, whenever it is. I try to say that at the start of the stream, usually. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward, no-brainer like I was mentioning. Sometimes nothing comes in from the sideboard, so this is an easy thing. Worst case, let's say I don't use Kogla and Yidaro's ability, and it just enters. That's pretty good. Or maybe I'm not able to cast it, and I just do its ability to recycle, get something different. Yep, Pyro, it is back. It is back. A couple times I did lose to Rakdos Demons. It's still a pretty good matchup, I think, but they have some weak creatures, and if aggro is always going to be rough, I'll bring in the thing that is potentially the roughest against those super duper weak decks. Stuff with 1 or 2 toughness. Sometimes they could buff the particular creature to 3 or possibly 4, putting a counter on it, and it's out range of the 2 damage, but otherwise it should pick us up some good wins. I wouldn't want to really cut Kogla and Yidaro. I could, but it is nice again to have something that can take out Damping Sphere, some problematic artifact or enchantment other than Archdruids. And again, keep in mind, Commune with Dinosaurs, that could dig to grab Kogla and Yidaro, ready and waiting to do its ability there. Archdruids as well is pretty nice. Tranquil Frillback too, but keep in mind, I would have to spend 4 to take out an artifact. The Damping Sphere with Tranquil Frillback, spending 3 plus the 1 green. I would spend 4 for Kogla and Yidaro as well, so kind of similar in that regard. Of course, Tranquil Frillback, you are left with a creature, but it's a 3/3. Nothing too flashy. I'm used to a lot of big stuff, so a 3/3 almost doesn't register. It can block, it might save me in some situations, but yeah, I say we jump right into it. Almost 10 minutes. Okay, well, that's still pretty good. You would think there's not a lot to talk about, but going back and forth with potentially interesting, better changes, and then back to the tried and true ways. The numbers of stuff. Add more ramp, Arboreal Grazer, other ramping stuff, non-creature based ramp, sorceries, instants, you name it. There's a lot of potential, but this always just sticks. This this mixture, specific mixture, and that I couldn't ask for much of a better mixture as long as there's, oh, we got us.
Dang!
Ooh, that's not great. What a way to start the night. The first game, the first match. Thoughtseize ripping Commune from our hand. Okay, good. I mean, the odd time opponents make a complete goof and they don't get rid of the Commune or the early ramping spell, but, well, now we're on track for them to die. Still, getting that forced, if they don't get rid of Archdruid, is going to be problematic. Hopefully they don't. Phew. Unholy Annex, that's not scary. It's definitely not scary. Now we do have some options. Archdruids, we could drop both Regal Imperiosaurs. Sheoldred is a little bit problematic. Of course, we will be looking for another Sunken. If we get a Ghalta next turn, that would be all over. We don't need a bunch of the lands that I have, and I mean, I could... Nah, we're going for Sunken. That's going to be good. Vaultborn Tyrant would be ideal next turn. Tyrranax Rex as well. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. Let me think. Yeah, I'm going to go with Commercial District. Oh, another Regal Imperiosaur on top. We're going to look for Ghalta Stampede Tyrant. Could have played 2 Regal Imperiosaurs. I don't know. I have the option, the potential to just find Ghalta. Now, I could have cast that first, but they don't see Ghalta in my hand. They don't know I have Archdruids. If they saw Ghalta, maybe they would use Hand Hate instead of perhaps making the 6/6 demon if they play a land this turn. That might be what they're aiming for. Yeah, that's what they're aiming for. We're not dead yet. Oh, another one. That's not fun. Turning Mutavault into a demon is going to make us lose pretty much on the spot. Not really, but we're drained 6 a turn. We need Palani's Hatcher or Regisaur Alpha to kill the opponent coming up, so cross your fingers. Cross your claws. It's going to be scary stuff. Regisaur Palani, kill him. Let's do it. Let's get the job done. Oh boy. Ooh, hold on. I can play. Watch this. Regisaur Palani in the top 5, we win. Oh, a Vaultborn Tyrant is good too. We probably basically win. We're gaining 4 life. Again, Sheoldred is draining 2 of the 3 that we get with the trigger from Vaultborn Tyrant. But, yeah.
What? What in the hell just happened? How did he do that?
Whew. But it was a very reasonable thing to see the first Regisaur or the first Palani's Hatcher, one of 8 things in the top there. We should be safe. That's a lot of bodies, you would say. If they sweep, well, Deadly Cover-Up, we get a copy of Vaultborn Tyrant, and Sheoldred dies. I don't think they're going to be bashing through. We've got 12, so watch out. If they swept here with Deadly Cover-Up, I'd be absolutely happy. It's just a 6/6, not too worrisome. It's a little bit late for that. Ooh, that sucks. Sucks for them. I mean, they are at a... Oh, wow. How about that? Just die again. Oh, folks, this is where it's at. Oh, and a Vaultborn to boot. We finally got that Palani's, but just an additional Vaultborn Tyrant is really what you want to be doing. Yes, it is. Nice to have revenge too against that turn 1 Thoughtseize. What a person. And the dinosaur eggs they're 2/3s, and the token is a 5/5, which is absolutely insane. I'm not bothering to do the math. I think that's it. Probably. I would say that's it.
I'm the best there is at what I do, but what I do isn't very nice.
Ooh, I love it. Maybe I talked about Rakdos Demons a little bit, and the algorithm gave me a good run. Reese, how's it going? Yes, that was pretty splendid, I would say. Now I just have to do it again. The opponent knows, hey, even 2 Thoughtseizes does not get the job done. Oh, you play a Shieldred. That doesn't mean it's game over if I can do something bigger and better and scarier. But we'll leave it like that. And maybe I could trim Regal Imperiosaur. If I do happen to play it on turn 3, chances are it would just straight up die. So maybe for the most part, or oftentimes, I would want to hold the Regal Imperiosaur back if it's just going to die to removal. But if Regal Imperiosaur is part of the batch of creatures that Ghalta puts down, the opponent might want to kill something else other than the Regal Imperiosaur. This is probably too risky. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, ripping the Sylvan Scrying. I would say no, but let's keep something that is... Ooh. Well, how about that? Risky. You got to do turn 1 Thoughtseize. If you don't, I mean, that's the whole trick. It's what you do. We went off with you can't do that. You got to do Duress or a Thoughtseize. This is a real head scratcher. Now the clock is absolutely ticking. We're about to make 7 on turn 4. I'm good, Reese. Organizing my tools, getting ready for house showings every once in a while. Still looking for a new house and whatnot. A growing family, and yeah, just continuing to do this. Oh boy. Oh boy, they better be a little bit quicker. This is getting kind of scary. Alright, so a hit for 6, not too bad. Maybe they're going to make me sacrifice Carnage Tyrant. Huh. Well, Castle Garenbrig, Carnage Tyrant, see what we got going on. Again, hopefully a Regisaur Alpha or a Palani's Hatcher next turn, and then I think we would kill him. Could be a Shieldred's Edict. It is pretty amazing, though. I tapped 3 lands. I played Carnage Tyrant. There you go. That's just a generally good thing to do against a lot of people. Now, if they can't get rid of Carnage Tyrant, they might not attack at all. Watch this. Look. Oh. Dead. Oh man, what a way to start. Ooh. Oh, ouch. I love it. Okay. Yeah, Mad Dad Lab. It's been a couple streams now, I think, since I've gotten the perfect... Well, no, it's always a good time, but that doesn't get much better of a start than... Whew. But again, stay positive. You don't see the Regisaur or the Palani's Hatcher, which I didn't, but it's one of 8 things that gives everybody haste. There's a very real possibility it could be coming up by the point in this particular game. I could get Commune with Dinosaurs off the top to dig to grab it, maybe find a Vaultborn, spending 1 of 8 mana to grab a Vaultborn, and then the 7 to play it and gain some life, draw a card. But it just helps to weather some of the painful moments if you remember there's a pretty good statistical chance that you're going to draw something that's going to turn the tides. The Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, if you choose to play this, you know There's been many times where if only you had Ghalta, you would win. You would win on the spot. For a fact. You know it. And then she comes up, but if the opponent can't kill you for a couple turns, and all you need is Ghalta's Stampede Tyrant, you might as well play it out, because you have an out. One of the best outs. The best out is the one that finishes the person that you're facing. So, yeah, it's pretty good. There's not a whole lot of grinding it out, which isn't a bad thing, but well, you see why I stick with this particular variation. It's pretty addictive, I would say. Vaughn. With that Hugs, Badger, whichever. I forget the name of it. I'm pretty sure it's Hugs, but I would say some sort of gruel variation. That's not quite gonna cut it. Oh, no. Much better, definitely much better. Turn 3 is gonna be Archdruid's Charm. We're skipping over the Regal Imperiosaur, and I would rather have 2 Archdruids than 1 Archdruids and 1 Regal. In a perfect world, Tyrranax Rex would be played on turn 4, so Regal Imperiosaur continuing to be skipped over in that case. It doesn't seem super necessary. Doesn't exactly feel like she quite fits in. Ghalta Stampede Tyrant does one big thing, putting everything out. Ghalta Primal Hunger would just be one big thing. And picture with the list tonight. What would you trim to have Ghalta Primal Hunger in? Would it just be one copy? I would not trim Vaultborn for Ghalta Primal Hunger. I wouldn't trim Carnage Tyrant. I wouldn't trim T-Rex. Maybe Ghalta Primal Hunger could be Regal Imperiosaur. That's a very reasonable thing, I would say. Yeah. If you think about it, Ghalta Primal Hunger, if she enters at a similar rate, or buffs things at a similar rate to Regal Imperiosaur. You know, Regal Imperiosaur giving, say, 6 extra total power, buffing 6 extra dinos, Ghalta Primal Hunger being 12 power. I don't know. It's something to think about. It's hard to compare both of them for sure, but I might dust her off. Honestly, I might. The slasher, if it attacks, boom, that's fine. That's fine. We buy ourselves a little bit of turns. A couple turns against this. Losing half her life whenever the unstoppable slasher can... well... you know what? I'm going to take the aggressive route. I could possibly draw a land that enters untapped next turn and still achieve the same thing as if I use Archdruids to for sure grab that land, put it on the battlefield, be able to make 8. Tyrranax Rex would definitely make him squirm. It's a fantastic clock all around. They could have a Thoughtseize, maybe they don't have removal, maybe they do have removal, but they have to completely tap out to just get rid of Tyrranax Rex right there. Absolutely. At least the 1 or 2 of... 2 Ghalta Primal Hunger and 2 Regal Imperiosaur. I could go for that. Yeah. Oh, no, never mind. I could go for this. All right. Dead. Boom. Again. And again. And again. Oh, man. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I think they're dead. Ooh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Mad Dad Lab maybe in celebration, in a sense of starting off so good tonight. I trim those 2 Regal Imperiosaurs, 2 Ghalta. I would use 4 copies. I would not be afraid to use 4 copies. Again, let's think about this. Ghalta Primal Hunger, in some cases, has cycling for 2 green. If you have one out and say you draw it for the turn with a Vaultborn out, well, it's better than cycling. You would play the second one, you would keep the one that's out if you want to attack and you don't have haste on everybody. So the second one, you sacrifice it, but you spent 2 green to draw a card, gain 3 life, maybe get something else. That's pretty good. Pretty darn fantastic. So it's not like extra is a terrible thing. Keep this. Yeah, I guess I can. I keep it the same. We'll just try to do that again. Our luck has to run out at some point. You can't do this every single match, but it's pretty good. But yeah, Ghalta Primal Hunger. We'll do that. But yeah, if you have a Vaultborn, pretend Ghalta Primal Hunger has cycling, and that's a pretty good thing. Some of the best cycling in the game. You don't just draw a card, you gain 3 life. I was like thinking out of the box. Situations like that. What could something technically be considered as, even though it's not exactly that thing? Can be hard to wrap your head around, I guess. Hugs, I mean the face on Hugs there, that scary badger, pretty darn appropriate after bashing him there. This is very risky. We don't have 2 on turn 2 for Sylvan Scrying if it survives the hand hate, Thoughtseize or Duress, but reasonable, I think. Worth a shot. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we can only dodge that sort of stuff so long. Oh, will they not get rid of the... Okay. I was going to say, that'd be pretty darn sweet if they didn't get rid of it. Oh, excuse me. Whew. Maybe they were scared of... Or maybe they could have been scared of all the trample that happened. The Sunken Citadel there... Oh, this... Perfect. It will be perfect if we draw a green source that enters untapped next turn. We could go Archdruid's Charm. That's better, I guess. We're making 6 next turn, playing Castle Garenbrig. If we draw Ghalta Stampede Tyrant, we search for a land. If we draw a land next turn, we search for Ghalta, for Archdruids. And as long as they don't kill us, we would kill them. They're going Ritual Chamber for 5, unfortunately. That 6/6 flying demon is not fun. Tends to do the trick. 6, 7. Okay. I see ya. That's not going to do it. I guess we'll play Carnage Tyrant. Almost certain we're dead. I don't see any scenario out of this. Could make 7 next turn. We could play Tyrranax Rex, but it wouldn't be enough to kill him. Oh, with the slasher especially. Not quite gonna cut it. But that was a pretty fantastic draw. We certainly recovered from a potentially scary hand there. Hopefully it starts off absolutely fantastic, though. I think it will. Oh, yeah, pretty much perfect. If I had a green source untapped for turn 1, I'd use it on Commune. And you turn Commune into a land which can't get discarded. If you kept Commune, it would get ripped by the Thoughtseize or the Duress, but since both of these enter tapped, we'll start off with the Sunken, because, well, it always has to enter tapped and you need it. For Castle Garenbrig, Commercial District could be good. Oh, a tapped black source. That is not what you want to be doing. Okay, not too bad. Go with Commercial District, or Commune. We see if there's a Sunken or a Castle. There is not, unfortunately. We already have a Ghalta, so might as well grab, Tyrranax Rex. Regal Imperiosaur, of course, would get skewered, I think. Oh, we need a land. Absolutely, we need a land. This is very good. Next turn, we use Sylvan to search for that Castle Garenbrig, because we need a Castle Garenbrig. Pretty straightforward right there. Get the Stomping Ground down, though. If we don't have to take 2 from the shock of Stomping entering untapped, might as well. If they don't have hand hate, if they continue to not have it, we'll just go Archdruids to search for the second Sunken and sink them. sink our teeth into their life total. Oh, this. Oh, okay. Oh dear. Hand hates? No. Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll leave it as is again. I'm feeling pretty positive. You go slow to go fast. Because if this works out, if they play Sheoldred, they die. If they tap out, they die. Poof. They could play a land, but I don't think that's going to happen. We'll wait until it goes to the end of the turn, but for the most part, I'm feeling pretty okay. There it is. Death. Absolute, complete certainty. Death. You don't have to do anything until you do the one thing that kills him. Twice in a row. I'm not going to top this for a couple streams, I think. Okay. Well, Mad Dad Lab, Reese. Anybody else watching right now later on, I think that is a perfect indication, a perfect showing to celebrate. And celebrate by adding in a couple Ghalta Primal Hunger, the OG, the queen that I enjoyed using for 3.5, 4 years. For a long time. Ever since Rivals of Ixalan, that was the thing. Got a pack though, so let's see what we get. Rare wild card, maybe. I have been considering opening up and maybe tweaking things a little bit to have Hydras in the sideboard. Hydras that can block really well. Iron Scale Hydra, I believe it is, and maybe the Gold Vein Hydra. Well, that's pretty good. But maybe in a sense, sometimes pivoting for game 2 or game 3 to have the Hydras that can be big, dump all mana into it, have a lot of creatures that I can spend the 6 mana from Castle Garenbrig on, because sometimes it is only Carnage Tyrant or nothing. There's a very good chance on turn 4 I can make 6 for Castle with its ability and nothing to play, which definitely feels pretty bad. So having the Hydras, which you can sink anything into, plus maybe Carnage Tyrant and that Regal Imperiosaur, would be pretty sweet. But Ghalta, it's Ghalta time. Oh, there she is. Okay. Too good now. Okay, I like to keep the copies the same there. Yeah. Trim 2 Regal Imperiosaurs again. I could play Ghalta for 3, let's say, the same cost as Regal Imperiosaur, but there's a pretty good chance that Regal Imperiosaur is not going to be powering up 7 dinos, and some of the dinos that Regal Imperiosaur powers up might not have trample anyway, so that extra damage goes to waste a little bit. That would be a pretty tall order, even though Ghalta can put everything out. So there's a pretty good chance, oftentimes, that simply Ghalta Primal Hunger herself would be more damage than the extra damage that the Regal Imperiosaur would bring. And again, Ghalta Primal Hunger could be the same cost or cheaper with trample. And of course haste, because it is a dinosaur. But I would definitely like to use Ghalta Primal Hunger a little bit more on the regular for sure. Okay, is it going to be a third Rakdos Demons? I guess I wouldn't be too upset with how things have gone tonight, but a regular Azorius Control would be pretty nice. Captain Dude Man, how is it going? Possibly. I should think about Hunter's Talent. Sometimes I got to admit, trample on somebody would be quite nice. The Regal Imperiosaur, but also Palani's Hatcher. Maybe I'll try and remember to look at it after this match here. I'm always up for something that does a couple things. Hopefully no hand hate. The hand does look pretty good with the cat. Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Rakdos, aggro, or prowess, whichever you want to call it. So that does mean we will die, but that's okay. Walking dog and the ruthless. Good stuff. That is a lovely combination. Lovely combination. Not so much a lovely combination seeing all three Ghalta Stampede Tyrants, but we'll grab some more lands. Looking for a sunken. Like I said, our luck has to run out, but maybe I should make a dog. Maybe April Fool's. Captain Dude Man, if you've been watching for a little bit, you might know that April Fool's, one day a year, I play something on stream that is not Dinosaurs, so perhaps it could be cats and dogs, or just dogs. I might have done cats and dogs one year. Yeah. But Cut, how's it going? Hopefully all is well with you. All was well with me until I faced kind of my arch nemesis, I guess you could say. And we are dead next turn, but if by some miracle we were not dead, 4, 2, 6, okay, that's how it goes. Let's say I was going first. I could have used Archdruid's search for a sunken, put it out, and yeah. Oh, okay, but well, you'll have to look back again. I haven't counted yet. I will one day, maybe, but 650 streams, and every year, once a year, April Fools. Zombies, Azorius Spirits, I think, was last April Fools, and I beat a regular Azorius Spirits player. I was using a bunch of different stuff, but yeah, it's kind of cool. Once a year. It's an event you can't miss. I might break my all-time viewers record this year, though. And I just realized I meant to bring in Pyroclasm, and I did not bring in Pyroclasm. I don't know if it really increased my basic. Well, it should have increased my talking skills a little bit better. But my basic arithmetic. You get the idea. I don't know. I think a little bit. For the most part, it increased my speaking skills, I would say. Just, I don't know, being more confident. You have to imagine if you're doing something live, you're either going to quit or you're just going to get better. And I think it's been invaluable for that. Being able to get your point across, not just necessarily here, but just in general in life. I can't recommend it enough. Carnage Tyrant going to save us by turn 4? Well, hard to say. Of course, we are going first, and that's always the best thing. But this is Rakdos aggro, and sometimes you just die. 2 Monastery Swift Spears probably is going to lead to that. I would think. But yeah, it's helped a little bit. I do construction work as well, so sometimes the math helps in that, I would say, reading a tape measure and everything. Definitely the critical reasoning. I would agree with that, Captain Dude Man. I am kicking myself a little bit too. Pyroclasm on the previous turn would have been absolutely amazing, but we are absolutely dead with the good old Monstrous Rage. I don't know, that's the first time I've ever seen that card used to power up a creature. Maybe I should read it a little bit more. Kind of confused what it does. Yeah. Okay, back to the next one, but it's getting a little bit hot in the side room. The spare room, yeah, things are heating up. The aggression is heating up. Okay. Whew. I swear I turned down the heat. Turned it up a little bit because there was a house showing today, and make them feel comfortable after they get out of the cold and everything. Maybe make them stay a little bit longer. critical reason is definitely good, but I do think you have to keep your mind sharp, continue to do stuff, hone it. It's always very important. Continuing to work. Unfortunately, as it sometimes goes, say people retire, they're using their brain at their job, and then they simply are not working. They lose purpose, they lose that critical reasoning, and yeah, it's too bad, and they go downhill, sadly. Yeah, it's going to be downhill for the opponent with this hand, I would think. Oh, it might be a regular Azorius control, folks. Strap yourselves in. Oh, role-playing games. Oh, nah. Never mind. It's Esper Greasefang, I would say. Unfortunately. And we'll keep Regal Imperiosaur on top. We'll search for another Sunken Citadel next turn, and oh boy. Oh boy. I did play D&D a little bit, and I was thinking of maybe streaming Dungeons and Dragons when my two brothers and I and one of my brother's friends would play. It would be kind of interesting, actually. It wouldn't always be family friendly. I still don't swear, but no. Whatever you want to do, you do you. But it does get kind of interesting, I would say. Certainly nice to find that Sunken. Look, we're on track for 7 again, skipping over that Carnage Tyrant. I would have liked Ghalta, of course, but as long as we can stick Vaultborn, we should be okay. They don't have anything too crazy. I do smell a counter spell. If they tap out, we're certainly going to play Vaultborn Tyrant, but yeah, maybe I should try Dungeons and Dragons. Huh. I'm almost tempted to just search for it. You know what? Let's test the waters. I would rather test the waters to see what they're holding that mana up for. Pretty sure it's a counter spell, but this might draw out a response from them. A pretty expensive response, which means that my Archdruid is potentially going to resolve and I will be able to find Ghalta. Sweet me. Oh, Ketramose? That's okay. But they could make me sacrifice. Oh, they don't. Okay, well, I'll just play Tyrranax Rex and Rex him. Esper Greasefang or Esper Exile Ketramose. Blue, black, white. I don't know. Esper Midrange, perhaps. Ouch. Okay. Ooh. It was not so fun. Tyrranax Rex had hexproof there. The cheapest removal they had cost 2, and they only had 5. So with the first piece, they were only left over with 3, but Carnage Tyrant was still going to connect through. Ketramose was not turned on. Ketramose needs 7 or more cards in Exile, but this particular deck that we're facing is based around getting stuff into Exile. I don't know that it's that Dallas. Potentially, it could be. But I think they kind of just... they killed themselves in a sense. Sometimes opponents will shock themselves for the final 2 damage just as a last-ditch effort. Maybe not allowing me to get the final hit, perhaps. But, well, that's pretty good. Again, Regal Imperiosaur, losing 2 of those for 2 Ghalta Primal Hungers, it's not like it's going to change a whole lot, and in a lot of cases, it could be even better to have 2. But these are definitely, you know, the extra things, I would say. But, you know, the opponent's having fun. Who doesn't love to cast spells on their own stuff? Cast extra spells on opponent's creatures that will just be countered. Having as much fun as they possibly can in a maybe not so good situation. That could be pretty nice. Of course, there might be a turn 1 Thoughtseize ripping the Sylvan Scrying from my hand, but we're on track to play that turn 2. We would only be grabbing our second source of green at Castle Garenbrig for Archdruids. Cavern of Souls is ruining the 3 green a little bit, but it seemed like a pretty good chance. If there wasn't the Sylvan, I definitely would not have kept that hand, but having the Sylvan plus the Archdruids, eventually getting the third source of green, having a T-Rex, 2 Palani's Hatchers, that felt pretty good. Oh, sort of reanimation, I guess, with helping hand here. Okay. Bit of self-mill. Pay 1 white, return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from graveyard to the battlefield. But we did get that technically third source of green with Stomping Ground, maintaining the first 3 lands, first 3 turns to get the Archdruids. We're on track for something very, very explosive. But seeing your comment just there, Gruul Stamp. Oh, okay. It's hard not to root for somebody doing the Smuggler Surprise. It's rough to face, but again, Captain Dude Man, you've seen that before. Maybe if you weren't aware, maybe you wouldn't think it's fair. Oh, it's too cheesy. That particular game plan is inconsistent. I would definitely argue that it's pretty consistent, whether you use, you know, the whatchamacallit, the Smuggler Surprise Avenue, and whether you do this regular one. But we found our opening just in case they had maybe a Spell Pierce for a single blue. They're completely tapped out, and it's always nice to see that. Now we make 7 next turn. They could have a little bit of land destruction, but I think I should try Smuggler Surprise again sometime. It is a little bit hard though, because the turn 3, of course I would like an Archdruid's Charm. Sometimes I cast Sylvan Scrying on turn 3, so I'm skipping over the 2 and a green from Smuggler Surprise to look at the top 4, mill stuff, put a creature in a land or 2 lands or something into your hand. I don't always get the 6 to put 2 creatures out at instant speed. Starscape, oh, interesting. Oh, I've heard infinite life gain or an infinite loop, I believe it is. Yeah, that would be rough. Hopefully there's no Exile based removal. It's just destroy based for Vaultborn. Even if it is though, you know, we're sitting at a pretty healthy 20. Ketramose cannot even attack. There is only 4 cards in Exile. That's pretty nice. They fatal push their own Picklock Prankster just to get 2 cards into the graveyard. The 1 card in their graveyard was a fatal. This is not good. Yes, please destroy my Vaultborn. Okay. Oh, what? I see. I would imagine there's all kinds of crazy stuff, especially in Alchemy, but also Timeless. I think Timeless is the widest range of cards. Everything available on Arena, perhaps, will be kind of hard to manage and account for some of that stuff. But next turn, I could play Palani's Hatcher plus Ghalta. So you're about to see how I think Ghalta Primal Hunger is better than Regal Imperiosaur. Maybe. Oh boy. Yes, please. Okay. Strap yourselves in. Definitely using up Castle Garenbrig, making sure we still have a source of red, either from the Cavern of Souls or the Stomping Ground, to try and get this down. Oh boy. They could have a counter spell. They could stop Ghalta. Maybe. Oh boy. It feels like they might have a counter spell there. We'll lose one if we don't. We have another one. But we also probably just killed them anyways, eventually. I mean, if you want to get... I still get to attack with Ghalta. That's still almost lethal-ish. Might as well see what's on top. It might be Ghalta's. Yeah, we don't need a Regisaur at this point. This is just getting crazy.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody.
I mean, I like attacking for 16. That's pretty good. If they sweep, they're still probably dead. Well, they will be dead next turn. Ketramose stays alive, but Ketramose attacking would only bring them to 7. Tyrranax Rex could simply finish them off. So this is a pretty good position to be in, I would say. Yes, lose more life. Oh, you can't not play Alk. Okay. I think they could somehow... They could print in paper Wingbane, Vandasaur, or the Stalwart Speartail. Absolutely. They would have to tweak things a little bit somehow. Whenever Wingbane, Vandasaur enters, you simply would do something similar to Savage Stomp or destroying an artifact or whatever. But it would just have that effect. It wouldn't have the name of it. Stalwart Speartail. You could reword that a little bit. Maybe that would be kind of too good. But it is nice, though, that there is the potential to use some pretty cool digital-only dinosaur options. The more the merrier. That's what I say. But still dead. Good stuff. All right, now I'm just gonna... No, we're just gonna play out a whole lot.
You have no power here.
Ooh, man. I don't know, I gotta say. 2 Ghalta Primal Hunger, at least 1. That's pretty good. Just pretty good overall tonight, really. Man, that has been pretty sweet. What time is it? 10. At least one more match here. Let's go past an hour. Yeah. Yeah, I do like the Stalwart Speartail. It was hard not to go into Alchemy. When Stalwart Speartail first came out, it was such a perfect fit with Marauding Raptor, pinging it, extra damage, everybody bigger. I mean, dinosaurs are already so big, and it does go back to the Smuggler's Surprise mentioning there. I feel like I'm already getting the job done, putting everybody out with Ghalta Primal Hunger, or I just regularly get things done again and again. Of course, this is a very small sample size, but still, continuing to get it done. It's not like tonight definitely indicates that I need any part of Smuggler's Surprise, even though it's very good. It's pretty cool to have all the different abilities, but yeah, tonight seems like perhaps it's not the most needed thing. I certainly would like Ghalta Primal Hunger over maybe a couple Smuggler's Surprise. Of course, you can save your own creatures. That's one of the other modes of Smuggler's Surprise there, but I'm never too worried about that. Even if the opponent sweeps everything, I would still hopefully have other creatures in my hand. It might just be the Carnage Tyrant, which, again, the only way... it's been pretty much thought seizes all night. That hand did feel pretty good, though. 2 sources of green with the Sunken in the Forest. Oh. You goofed up. Potentially. What are you doing? You don't do that. What do you think? I only have 1 or 2 Tyrranax Rexes in my deck? That's not the case. Tap out. Do it. Play something. You gotta play something eventually. Oh, you did. Shucks. Hopefully it's enough to get the job done, but hey, at the very least, we're able to play any creature in the deck. This particular opponent, Dimir, blue and black, merfolk, rogues, ninjas, whatever you want to call them, could be a little bit rough. I don't have anything to play, so might as well see what we get with Commune. Maybe it draws out a counter spell, but I think they're just wanting to play their own creed. Oh, I like Tyrranax Rex, which we can still play. Get that Cavern of Souls down and hope they don't have a Shieldred's Edict. That would be pain. Oh, yeah, surprise mouse over those lands. Frantically mousing over them. They're like, hey, this is not fair. How'd you do that? I can't counter, I can't kill, I can't stop. How you just made 7 for that thing I can't counter and kill. We'll search for something. There's a very good chance that I'm going to draw somebody big next turn. There is so many lands in my hand. Oh my god, are you serious? Whoa. Now, let's dial it back to the very start of this. And what did I just joke about? The fact that, oh, do you think I have only 1 or 2? And then I drew the second, and then I drew the third. This is, it's the best revenge. Oh, shoot, man. Guys, they're making me discard a forest. This is not good. How will I play anything? Of course, I could still make me, oh, okay. Huh. It is funny how that works out. Of course, we've seen some much more painful nights. Some are really good, some are really bad, some are in the middle. That's just the nature of this game. And sometimes it doesn't matter how long you've been playing, how often you've played a deck. You're just going to run into, a bad streak of games. We all run into bad streaks of games, and we all run into amazing scenarios like 3 Tyrranax Rexes. And it's made all the much better by being live. But we got him. Let's try and do it again. Oh man, this would be a good nightcap for sure. I have a bunch more tool organization to do, and maybe get some sleep. We'll see. The chapters don't really take too long to add after the stream is done, and of course, many people probably watching tomorrow morning, maybe on your drive to work. So hopefully the traffic is good, and hopefully you got some good sleep. It's kind of fun to say hello to the people that watch later on. All right, well, let's see a good hand. All lands, a lot of. Oh, well, I would feel pretty good about that. Oh, and getting a Ghalta. I mean, that's just where it's at. Oh, and there's a nightcap, and then there's just an absolute slaughter fest. Yeah, we'll grab another Palani's Hatcher. I have everything I need. I have my 3rd source of green next turn if we can cast Archdruids. But again, there's that hand hate. Oh, you're flashing in the Flood Pit's Drowner. 2 for a 2/1 Vigilance. You got to be worried about that. Very worried. Oh, they got Kaito. The guy that pumps up ninjas. Bane of Nightmares. And we're down to 7. It's not too bad. Okay, strap yourselves in, folks, because if they do not have hand hate, they die next turn. Of course, they could have a little bit of land destruction, but if they hold up a couple mana for a counter spell, doesn't matter. We have. Okay, oh, what do you have? Oh, they saved themselves in the nick of time. Oh, that's no good. That's no good. Yeah, we're at least playing Palani's Hatcher, which is pretty nice. What? Are you serious? They must have another piece of hand hate. Can they not do math? Did they not see what happened the first game? Oh, you gotta be. The first game is understandable. There's no excuse for this. This is not a mistake. I'll rip anybody apart if they've already experienced it once. But again, they could have, 2 pieces of removal. They could kill Ghalta at instant speed. But still, that was the goof. I could have played just the Palanis if they got rid of Ghalta. Instead, I got Ghalta and Palanis. This is definitely the best case scenario. Completely flooded, but... I'm not saying good game because we haven't won yet. Tapping Ghalta, not the best thing in the world, for sure. Do I want to chip away at Kaito? Not so much. It is kind of rough that Ghalta is stunned. But at least we get a good bit of aggression. Again, being so flooded and having the Sylvan Scrying, there's a lot of stuff that I would expect to draw the very next turn. The Vaultborn, Tyrranax Rex, Carnage Tyrant, all that good stuff. Well, that's no fun. Unable to scream, making Palani's Hatcher weaker. Still block with that dinosaur egg. Palani's Hatcher has become a creature artifact dinosaur toy. A 0/2, but I could remove that enchantment and make Palani's Hatcher back into something regular. Something good next turn. Something good, something big. Vaultborn. Vaultborn would be nice. Well, that's no good. Super flooded. I guess I had to be flooded at least once or twice sometime. We grab Commercial District just to see what's on top to hopefully get something that is a... 1, 2, 3. Yeah. We keep Archdruids. The game has gone on so long that I can spend 3 and play basically whatever I grab. The Forest, the Commercial District, plus a Stomping Ground next turn leaves me with 2 Sunkens, a Castle, and a Cavern. I would be able to cast a creature that costs 7. I think that's alright. We're still at 11. Stop myself from taking 4. Might as well. Putting us through the ringer, though. And of course they could have some counterspell. I imagine that's going to happen, but you never know. Maybe they won't. Oh, they don't. I kind of like Vaultborn Tyrant, come to think of it. Gain some life, draw a card, gain more life and draw a card. After all the big stuff that I play after it, maybe it gets killed, hopefully not exiled. Hopefully it doesn't get turned into a toy again. Something like that. If Tyrranax Rex would have finished off the opponent itself, I would have grabbed that, but they are at 12, so that wasn't going to happen. Commercial District, something. Keep chipping away with that dino, perhaps. Okay. Okay, some rough stuff. I think Vaultborn is... Oh, yes. Bounced. Stunned. I'm pretty sure that's it. 4. So 6, 8. Oh yeah, that's... Again, a statistically unfortunate turn of events. Only 20 lands. That was super duper flooded. Do I like a Pyroclasm? A little bit. Taking out some of their stuff? Yeah, it might be nice. Kind of like Tranquil Frillback too. You know what? I'm going to trim Regal Imperiosaur. Oh? Bring in a couple Kogla and Yidaros. I think that could feel quite a bit better. Potentially fighting somebody when it enters. Maybe take out a Damping Sphere that this opponent could be bringing in. And that we fortunately dodged in game 2 there. Yeah. But they made a goof in game 2. I think they made a goof. They might not think so. I think we got a pretty good chance, especially with that hand. I am gonna try it. They don't have a turn 1 Thoughtseize. It could be mostly all over. They have to have that. They do quite a bit. Oh, okay, well. We'll still search for Castle Garenbrig, but... That would be good. It is pretty fantastic, though, I must admit, when you surprise the opponent with Vaultborn Tyrant. Especially like you're saying, like, I might next turn. They didn't have a Thoughtseize or a Duress on turn 1, and that is... You gotta have that. It's a little late. They could have stopped what's about to happen. They get rid of Vaultborn, I play Carnage Tyrant, maybe. They get rid of Ghalta, I play Vaultborn. They get rid of Carnage Tyrant. You get the idea. I'm playing something good next turn. I'm about to make 7. Or I can play Commercial District to set up for Ghalta on turn 5, but I think Vaultborn Tyrant oftentimes is going to surprise opponents when it makes a copy of itself. Oh, what is... Okay, so you have two Thoughtseizes. Oh, you got the tapper guy. If we draw a land, well, yeah. They could have a piece of hand hate, but they got rid of Carnage Tyrant. Maybe because they have a counter spell. I'd rather not Vaultborn get stopped. I'd rather Ghalta not get stopped. And again, we could just draw a land that enters untapped next turn. The opponent's spending maybe a bunch of mana to get rid of Carnage Tyrant. Our set part of the Veils does not do that. Liliana of the Veil, or like Liliana of the Fail, like this opponent just failed. We don't draw a bunch of cards, but that's fine by me. Send a message. Send the dinosaur egg in and get him. Man, I'm on fire. Whew. On fire tonight, at least. Okay. I barely need a furnace. I can heat a lot of our house with all the amazing aggression that happened. Oh, Liliana of the... It doesn't always happen just because Liliana of the Veil is not a super common planeswalker, but when I get the opportunity to use that pun, it writes itself. It doesn't get much more perfect. Ooh. Oh, look. There you go. But you saw right there, if they had a Thoughtseize, that would not have happened. They would have ripped Sylvan Scrying from my hand. I wouldn't have grabbed Castle Garenbrig. I wouldn't have done that. You have a Thoughtseize, you have the hand hate, you have a pretty good chance. But there you go. Oh, I'm good with puns. I was good with puns even before kids, but now I've gotten even better. Even better. But I couldn't have asked for a better nightcap just overall tonight. Pretty much perfect, I would say. Thank you for the suggestion to add in a couple copies of Ghalta Stampede? No, Ghalta Primal Hunger. I'm gonna get them mixed up, but Ghalta Primal Hunger. Pretty excited to use her again. It's been quite a while since I've used that version, but yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Hopefully everybody gets some good rest. Hopefully you had a good weekend, even if you didn't. I hope you had a good time here. And yeah, peace. See you next time. Should have pressed that a little bit earlier, but yeah, there you go.
entertained? Are you not entertained?